If you look closely, you can see what looks like subtle signs of frustration start to show on his son. And the dad sees it too. Notice the slow walk back to the start of the drill. Notice how the son bumps into one of the drums on his way to pick up the other one. Everyone, today we have footage of a father investing time to train and coach his son about more than basketball. Now, this Instagram reel is courtesy of @Geno5_ on Instagram. I want you to make sure you go show them the credit they deserve. Let's roll this clip.
Okay. See out here. See the difference? Go up, don't just force it. He'll get your 1-2. Go, that's it. Look, now you got an attitude. You got to play with attitude, bro. You're playing too cool out here with these. That's the problem. Let's go. Same thing. Oh, that's a block. That's a block.
Now look, I can kind of read the room and I realize that some people may feel the father is doing a bit too much by using inappropriate language or being a bit too harsh with his son. Well, I'm not one of those people. I actually like this clip. I actually like it a lot, and here's why. If we stay hung up on the dad's choice of words while training his son, we'll miss out on the other very important lessons he's teaching his son. On the basketball end, yes, he's teaching his son how to, play through contact and finish at the rim. If you know ball, you can actually look at this kid and see his performance during these drills, and you can see that this kid is pretty good. And if he keeps it up and keeps evolving, he's gonna be a problem on the court. And I mean that in the best way. I mean that he will fry your team for 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists on a bad night kind of way. What Dad is doing here is combining multiple basketball skills in a very useful drill that does a decent job of simulating an end-game situation. But there's something else very important we need to talk about. If you look closely, you can see what looks like subtle signs of frustration start to show on his son. And the dad sees it too. Notice the slow walk back to the start of the drill. Notice how the son bumps into one of the drums on his way to pick up the other one. Let me tell you something. If there's two things that can frustrate a player, actually three things that can frustrate a player, especially a young player on the court, it's physical contact, missing shots, and having somebody constantly talking in your ear while you're trying to play. The dad knows what he's doing. He's helping his son improve his skill set, of course, his basketball skill set, but he's also teaching his son a very valuable lesson in channeling and controlling his emotions. Let's talk about that. This father said a couple of things. He said that his son needs to play with an attitude and that he's playing too cool. Here's how I interpret that. Playing too cool to me means that he probably realizes his son has a tendency to hold back. Play down to the level of his competition, be too passive on the court, and or not play up to his full potential. And this father probably realizes how much better his son could be and how much better his son would feel about his own game and his own performance if he played harder and played with a bit more attitude.
I've been going to a few games, I've been at a few tryouts, been at a few playoff games, I've been at a few district games. And I want to say one thing, y'all too cool for me, man. When y'all come in the gym as a hooper, leave cool at home. I know y'all see these NBA players work out, all these other guys, and they got their cool gear on. They've been through the rinks. You haven't. Leave cool at home. I'm watching the layup line, right? Right before a game. Everybody going in slow motion. Ain't nobody jumping high. Ain't nobody trying to get a sweat going. Y'all too cool. And it shows in y'all game. And it's super annoying and it's super unattractive for college coaches to see. Nobody wants to see somebody out there that's too cool. Who the hell are you being cool for? So don't nobody know your cool ass. That is annoying. Y'all too cool to talk on defense. You too cool to call out the ball. You too cool to communicate. Y'all just too cool, and your ass gonna be too cool at home.
Now I know the next question, what does playing with an attitude mean? Does it mean playing angry and out of control? No, that's not what it means at all. Playing with attitude means caring about winning and competing on both ends of the floor. It means not allowing the opposing team to push you around. It means being verbal and or being a leader on the floor and holding your teammates accountable and holding yourself accountable. But this father takes it a step further because in addition to working on basketball skills and trying to teach his son to compete and play up to his full potential, he's also providing a safe environment to teach his son how to harness and channel his frustrations so he can still play under control and discipline without letting that frustration turn to anger and or rage. Especially if his son naturally isn't very expressive and tends to internalize things. And look, man, I really don't want to waste much time on this, but regarding the father's language, this is sports. And I've come across some outrageous coaches in my lifetime who have said some outrageous things and who have done some outrageous things. But as long as this father isn't being verbally abusive, I don't mind his language. And who am I to tell him how to raise his son after watching a harmless 30-second clip of them training in the backyard? I can tell you one thing though, his son will hear much worse from his other coaches, from his teammates, and definitely from the opposing team. So, let's not forget, with the exception of basketball skills, this father is teaching his son lessons that transcend the sport. They transcend basketball. Look, there's a time and place to lock in and focus and compete, and it's important to know when and how to tap into those abilities. And even when you're frustrated, there's a way to remain disciplined and in control of your emotions to meet a goal without it turning into anger, without it turning into rage. In this clip, basketball is being used as a tool for this father to teach his son these very important lessons. And I wish more young men received these lessons at a young age. Look, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, share, and leave a comment letting me know what you thought about this video. I'll see you all soon, but in the meantime, remember to take care of yourselves and one another. Peace.